Hello again. Welcome back to my restoration project of a Konica C35 automatic. This is episode 3. What we're going to do in this one is have a look at the camera and prepare it for the repair, which is basically remove all the damage that we can. In episode 1, we looked at my history and love of photography and my history with cameras. In episode 2, we had a look at Konica and the C35's history. And I just wanted to sort of think about and talk about why I'm doing this. I'm learning new skills. I've not recorded video before. I'm using a Canon EOS R with a Tamron lens, which unfortunately isn't a macro, which has brought up some issues. I've got a sound device, a nice microphone, but it's nice to be making a different kind of image, I think. It's also nice to be reconnecting to just working with my hands a little bit. This cutting, the craft work, working in quite close proximity. It's something quite delicate, rather than sort of hitting things with a hammer or DIY, whatever. My youngest daughter also mentioned to me there's something about nostalgia culture here. This the whole thing of people collecting typewriters, old cameras, having them on display, etc. I thought I wanted to create a working project. And the other thing is there's something there about helping a friend out as well, giving him something new to do or something old to do that is new again for him. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with this. But on to the camera and its repair. There are a few things that need doing. I've kind of skimmed over this, but I wanted to just sort of kind of list again so we're clear what's going to be happening here. I've got autofocus turned on the other camera, so there may be a little bit of clicking that you can hear, and I apologise for that, but that's the way it is because I don't have a macro lens at the moment. So let's have another look at the camera. The first bit really is this dent. Now there's nothing I can do about that. It's been pushed in at the side there, which has pushed this part here up. So there's a bit of a bump there. Now, talking to my friend, he says he thinks this happened when the caving pictures were being taken that you saw in the previous episode. So it's unavoidable, really. The second thing is the battery. The battery hides behind this here, and it's really nice. It tells you what batteries to replace it with. Now, I love the way it says, please use these batteries. Now, neither of these are available anymore. So it's going to mean that we're going to have to use a battery that, while it's the same size, it's a different voltage. So there is a warning there that it may not give the correct exposure. So that's a bit of a pitfall we're going to have to watch for. So I've managed to source the batteries, and I will replace that. Well, I'll take the old one out first. Let's use this special screwdriver that I've got specially for the purpose. There's the battery neatly sitting in there, LR44. Now that's interesting because that's what I'm going to replace it with rather than what's noted there. Putting that to one side for a minute because that is Dodo. You can see all that contact looks okay there. Obviously there is wiring behind that, and one of the pitfalls is that wiring could have corroded or become separated. So that's a potential problem that we won't know until the new battery's in. But one job at a time, hey. So I've put together a collection of tools for this. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Before we do that. So, like the light seals, the real reason that I came to this project. One of the joys about being a nerd on the internet, oh look at that, you can get a really good view of that dent there. You can see how it's pressed into something internally there. Okay, hopefully we won't have to take it apart to have a look at it. But one of the joys of being a nerd on the internet is no matter what you try to do, well pretty much no matter what you try to do, someone's already done it. And so I went searching to see if I could find any information about this, and it led me to a site. I'll include the link in the notes to this, but it led me to philpem.me.uk/photo/light seals. Amongst other sites, there are search engines available, and if you put in Konica C35 light seal restoration, you can see all sorts of things, all sorts of results come up. One thing I didn't mention the last time I took this apart was the film pressure plate. You can see there's a bit of play there, so it looks like it's still able to do the job properly. You can see how the seals have just disintegrated, even to the point where the little bits of foam on here. If I pick up a part of my toolkit, I can point to this more easily. You can see how even here it's completely gone, and all that you're left with really is just a little bit of foam and the residue of the adhesive. If I poke into this here, you can see it goes straight through. You can leave a dent. It all wants to come away quite easily. Now, of course, I've created a problem there, because the last thing I want to do is for that little bit of foam to end up in there. You can see the blades on the shutter there. It's fabulous. Look at that. But there is work to be done on this side as well. As you can see, the gutters, or the ridges here. Also this side, not so much. But even here, it's not quite in focus. We'll do that. You can see there are little bits there. I'm not going to touch that because I don't want it to ping into the wrong bit. I'm going to have to cover this, which leads me kind of onto the tools, which are hugely out of focus. Just putting the camera to one side. You can see I've got bamboo skewers. This is going to get a bit wobbly for a moment while I find the focus. There we go. So bamboo skewers, tweezers, I've got some alcohol here, cutting mat, some Fablon ruler, scalpel, pliers. There's one paintbrush, here's another one, which I'm going to use to apply the alcohol. What you can't see is there's a mug where I'm going to stand this bottle in, because I'm liable to knock it over, being slightly clumsy. That's all going to be involved in the preparation, and these are the things I'm going to replace it with. You can't quite see that, but this is from it's neoprene rubber, 2mm thick. This one, I've got some 4mm here. That's what I'm going to make the new seals. That's what I'm going to make the new seals out of. I think it's time to get started on it. I use a slightly low-tech solution to help keep the camera steady, which I wouldn't recommend, but we are where we are. What I'm going to do is there's going to be the camera will be slightly elevated, and I will be working on it with paintbrush and rubbing alcohol. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch views again, so we get a top down, and then you'll be able to see. Let me just clear this out of the way, because I'm going to need to use this cutting mat, I think. Actually, no, I'm not. But let's keep it there for scale. So there's our camera. Please excuse the wobbles while I redo my focus. There she goes. So I'm going to do a test first. I'm going to work on these two flanges, which stick up slightly from the base, and they help hold the canister, the film canister, in place. So I'm going to get my alcohol. I'm going to take the top off it and just pop that there. Look at my brush. Stick that in and apply it there. Now, of course, what I've done is I've jumped the gun a little bit. I haven't put the protection that I need to onto the area where the shutter is. So I'm just going to move the alcohol and the brush and come across slightly so we can see that area there. Now look, there's already some in there, which I think shows how careful I'm going to have to be. Now I've cut a square of Fablon, roughly 4 centimetres by 4 centimetres. So that is going to sit on there like that. It's going to cover the rails that I'm going to do later. But as I say, that's something to do later. I think a more light is needed here. Let me turn that up. Let's let the brightness adjust. Let's place that on there like that. Now, obviously, I'll need to use the tweezers later on to pull that off, but that should provide an adequate seal for now. So if I go back to that, now we can see there's already been quite a lot of decay there. Let's just scrape that a bit. Ah, look at that, that's coming off all right, isn't it? That's starting to come away. As is that. Okay. Now we're on to something. It would be at this point that I would put some music on, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I don't want any kind of copyright strikes. What I would do is I would put on something from, say, Worldwide FM, either someone like Francois K, Giles Peterson. One of my other favourites is a guy called Luke Una, but I think he might be a little bit too boisterous for this sort of thing. And as for Ashley Beadle's Heavy Disco Show, right out of the question. I'm actually having to use quite a lot of pressure here to scrape this. Obviously I'm nervous about it, but it seems as if, you know, that kind of backing residue is quite quite fierce. Fierce is the wrong word. Stubborn. But you know, it's coming away bit by bit. So you see, it's coming away bit by bit by bit. Now, I'm quite happy with this result so far. Let's try a little bit of reflected lighting without it being direct. A shadow on that. But, so I'm kind of satisfied with the way that's going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to apply this to the next area on my list, because I'm going to do this back door first, and then I'm going to do the body itself, the body of the body itself. So I am going to start to soak some of this stuff in more of the alcohol. Having closed it, let's see if anything bad's happened. No, that looks alright. It doesn't look like there's very much in there at all. No, that looks good. I'm going to use the same process. I'm going to give this back just another wipe over. Wow. Okay, you can really see that now. So let's give it a wipe. Get rid of as much as we can. That's a really good view of, if I can get that around the right way, that's a much better view, I think, of what's going on in that narrow channel there. Again, bit of dust underneath there. Come on, out you come. Let's clean both edges like that and close it up. So that was a little bit more interesting than I might have wanted it to be. And when I say interesting, a bit of a pain. Let's turn this light off. So that looks all right. It's not perfect, but it looks okay. I think we've got a solid base there to be able to stick the new seals onto, which is where we'll go next. In the meantime, I'm not sure when I will record episode 4, but that will be the cutting. In episode 5, we will we'll do the fitting, and then episode 6, hopefully, we'll be able to look at some of the pictures that my friend will take with the restored camera. So that's a little bit further down the line. It's been a long episode. Thanks for sticking with it. And I hope you'll be pleased to hear that the disaster was averted after the alcohol spillage. But thank you very much for sticking with me. I look forward to doing the next episode, and I hope that you'll enjoy what I'm doing and where we're going with this. Once again, thank you very much. Bye-bye.